Hey there, it's Ashley Perkins. Welcome back to the best place to build income, influence, and impact for your business or brand online. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe because I share new social media and brand strategy tutorials every single week. If editing software and technology is what's keeping you from creating and sharing video content with your audience, I'm here to fix that for you. Today, I'm going to be sharing how you can create visually appealing and engaging video content using iMovie to edit your videos. All right, before we get started, I would like to give a personal recommendation that video editing becomes a lot easier when you're creating your video content with the editing process in mind. Let me explain a little bit. You don't have to give yourself a full breakdown by breakdown script of exactly word for word what you want to say, but I do recommend giving yourself an outline of at least a few bullet points so you not only stay on track, but you know exactly what to expect when you're editing your video. That way you can cut your editing time in half and also enhance the editing process and the final product of your video with a few bonus features in mind, like slide overlays, special effects, transitions, and anything else you'd like to include. So once you've made your script and recorded your video, it's time to get started with the editing process. So let's dive into iMovie. Once you open iMovie, you want to create a new movie project. Then you want to go to File, Import Media, and find the video file that you want to import. So before I do anything, I like to stretch out my video clip so I can see the video and audio breakdown in a lot greater detail, and that way again, the editing process becomes a lot easier because I can see that any blank space like this where I'm not saying anything and I'm simply just getting prepared to start speaking, that can instantly be cut. Before I do any cutting or trimming of this clip though, one thing I really like to do and encourage you to do is check your audio and adjust it as needed. I already know off the top of my head that the room I record my videos in does give off a bit of an echo, so I know that I want to adjust my volume and reduce the background noise to increase my voice and reduce the echo you hear in the background. So I want to reduce the background noise to 100%, and that way it just flattens out anything in the background and makes my voice the focal point of the video. So once that's done, the audio's been corrected and I can start editing my video. So like I said, I know all of this can be cut because I'm not speaking. I'm prepared to get on camera. There's no audio spikes here, so I know that I don't need to worry about that. And what you can do is simply either drag your video clip inward, or you can split the clip and simply delete anything beforehand. So right there you can see that my mouth begins to open and I'm about to say my greeting or my channel intro that I always pitch in every video. So that will be good right there, but we're going to double check it anyway. Hey there, it's Ashley Perkins. Welcome back to the best place to build income, influence, and impact for your business or brand online. Perfect. And I like breaking up my clips and eliminating any dead space like this just to keep my transitions tight and cohesive. So I'm going to do what I just showed you and split this clip. So that was a more candid moment in my video, so I'm thinking I might try and input a couple of transitions in there to make it a little more engaging and also just to change up the style of the video. So let's look at what transitions fit with this, if any at all. So I first want to split the clip so you can fit a transition in between them. Then you'll find your transitions up in the top navigation panel here. Let's try a wiping motion and see how that looks.
What am I even saying? And is anyone really gonna care?
So that transition wasn't exactly noticeable, so I'm actually going to delete it and try picking another one. That one looked okay, so I'm going to just finish this off and split this clip too. Let's see how this looks.
Sneak in like, what am I even saying? And is anyone really gonna care? I'm here today to tell you that.
Perfect. That looks like a great place to stop, so I'm going to split that clip again. Now, you may or may not have had an intro created for any video platform that you're using, whether that's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or what have you. So this is the spot where before you dive into the content of your video and you're done explaining what you can expect from watching the video, this is where you want to pop in your channel intro. So I'm just going to grab mine and drag it in right here. I also like to have music playing during my channel intro, so you can go into the audio section and there will be audio there stored from your iTunes. You can also get sound effects from iMovie too. Another great resource, and actually where I found my audio for my channel intro, is YouTube Audio Library. So definitely make sure you check that out because there are tons of royalty-free audio files on there which you can use to create an even more engaging video. So I'm going to grab the song that I always use and drag it underneath of my intro. Now it's much longer than my intro, so I've got to scroll until I find the end of it. Here's the end of it, and we're just going to click and drag it in. Now this is going to be way too loud, so if you want to adjust the audio of any clip, whether that's a video clip like this or an audio clip that you've put in yourself, all you have to do is find this middle line here and just drag the volume down. That sounds good, but I don't like the way that it abruptly ends the song. It would be nice if it had a nice transition out so it sounded a little more natural. So I'm just going to grab this and create a fade effect so the song will gradually fade out and not end on a dead stop. So for every topic or subject that I'm introducing at that moment in a video, I like to include a title on the screen so my audience knows exactly what I'm talking about and whatever tip or trick I'm recommending. So I'm just going to grab this one and pop it on top there. So all you have to do to edit it is just double click. You can select any font you like. If your brand font isn't in here, just try and find one that most resembles the fonts that you do use for your brand, just so you're keeping everything consistent and cohesive. You can also adjust the length of time that your title appears on screen. You can make it as long or as short as you want. I usually just like mine to appear for the time that I'm introducing it.
Step 1 is to have a plan.
So a great thing that I like to do just to change up again the visual content of the video and to give my audience an exact idea of what I'm talking about is to include B-roll of whatever I'm talking about. What I like to do is either go to the website of the sales page, product page, service page you're talking about and use your QuickTime player or any screencasting or screen sharing service that you may use and just record a screencast of that web page. Do a scroll through as if you were someone landing on it for the first time. Or if you have visuals of a physical product or perhaps a digital product, you could also include that as an overlay, and I'll show you how to do that. So once you either have your image or your video ready to go for your call to action, let's say you've got an image. So you can just drag that and pop it on top of your video, and you can customize the cropping. You can either crop to fill or fit the screen. I like just to make sure that it fits the screen. And you can also choose if you want it to be a cutaway where it sort of fades out through the screen, split screen where it shares the screen with you in video, or picture in picture. And that way you have way more control over how the visual appears on the screen. So let's see how this looks.
find my top to bottom strategies for leveraging Facebook Live.
So that was something that appeared just as a small extension of the screen. If I wanted, I could make it bigger, pop it in the corner, or I could cover the entire screen. If you are going to cover the entire screen, I just recommend you choosing the cutaway option because it's going to fill the screen for you and give it a nice transitional effect. Let's see how that looks.
Inside, you'll find my top to bottom strategies for leveraging Facebook Live to get...
There you go. That's the example of an image. If you, again, had an image of a physical product or a digital product. This is a scroll through of a website. And what's pretty cool about a scroll through is you can customize actually how quickly you scroll through the screen. So I'm just playing with the cropping here. We're going to move it around the screen like this a bit. It's going to cut away, which is fine, but it seemed way too long. 17.1 seconds is way too long, and it's going to cut into the rest of my video. So what I can do is just click this little clock up here and speed it up. You can either slow things down if you wanted to add a cool slow motion effect. You can add a freeze frame, but for this instance, we're going to speed it up. You can go 2 times faster, 4 times faster, 8 times faster, or 20 times faster. I think 4 times would be best for this because you can still get an idea of what I'm trying to show you without it taking up, again, too much of the video. So let's see how this looks.
Inside, you'll find my top to bottom strategies for leveraging Facebook Live.
I really like the way that looked. It was a natural scroll through and you could still see details of the screen, so I'm gonna leave that as is. And now we're moving into my final call to action. Okay, so again, I know I can drag this in because that's the end of the video. What you could also do here is include, again, a small image overlay, just like I showed you with this photo. Except you can include your own custom subscribe. So you'd want to do it as a picture-in-picture. And this image can be popped anywhere on the screen, and it can be an addition to your call to action, asking your audiences to subscribe or like your Facebook page or follow you on Instagram. Whatever your custom call to action is, you can include that there too. Now, I also have an outro for my videos when I'm sharing them on my YouTube channel, so I'm just going to drag that and drop it on the end of my video, and I use the same audio for my intro and outro, so all I have to do is just select it, hit Command-C, and just paste it under my intro. It's a little bit longer, so I'm just going to drag it in, and I'm also going to add a transition to the end of my video. That looks great. Okay, so now that I'm happy with my video file and all of my editing has been done, I've added my titles and everything that needs to be included. All I have to do now is go File, Share, select File, name my movie, copy that into the description just so all of the metadata is consistent, and click Next, and you're done.
There you go. You know my entire system for editing video content within the iMovie software. And if live streaming is a video marketing strategy you want to get started with, click the link below this video to learn more about my e-course, Learn to Live Stream. Inside, you'll find my top to bottom strategies for leveraging Facebook Live to get found by your target audience, build trust with them, and increase conversions. And of course, if you liked this video, please hit the like button below and feel free to share it with your friends. I'll see you in the next video.